the location, occupation, and murder weapon. And then we'll go into our next game. Is that all right?
And we're live.
And we're live! Hello, everybody. Oh, God. Let's put up the yapometer.
Yapometer.
Do that, Papa. There it is.
We can power this.
That's
Just
not
kidding.
the yapometer.
That, you know what? That reminds me of like the church countdowns before the worship
Oh
service.
my God.
That's a deep cut.
I
With the
think that's
music
actually
up
why I
there.
have it in there. I think that was when we did Rick the Enchantress's interview.
That's
So
Yeah.
I did like a 30-second
Coming up.
countdown.
Mhm.
Well, it's like every time my family's like, oh, you need to watch this church service from this past Sunday because something happened. And it's like 12 minutes of just like rolling announcements and
Yeah.
some like instrumental worship music. And I'm just
Absolutely.
like, I can only hit that forward 10 seconds button so many times before I'm
Yeah.
uninvested.
Hi, Erin. Hi, Debbie.
Hey,
Hi,
Erin.
Becca. Hi, Brianna.
my
The Halloweeners.
Oh my
Hello,
God.
hello.
Did y'all watch?
No.
Who here has watched Agatha all along?
Awesome.
I have one episode left
Not yet.
That's it? How could you stop after the episode?
because I have to log on for this.
I
You
would have
got
said
something
to
to
hell
look
with it.
forward to.
Yep.
The last episode is so good.
I thought episode 8 was going to be the last episode, so I thought I was going to finish it before the show, but then that ended and it was like, oh no, there's an episode 9.
Well, no, I thought it's only 8.
Maybe you haven't finished it, Jonathan.
No, I definitely finished it last night.
No, I think Jonathan thinks that the like ending of episode 8 that seems like it should be a teaser for the next season was the end.
Jonathan didn't watch the post-credit sequence
I
that teases the secret 9th episode.
How about Jeff tells Jonathan where he's at?
No,
And then
I-
Jonathan can be like,
okay,
oh, I'm past
there
that.
are 8 episodes. I did watch all 9. I mean, there are 9 episodes. I did watch all 9.
Okay.
Okay.
There is no post-credit scene.
Did you watch past the international
Thank you,
credit
Aaron.
part?
It happens at your
Thank you,
house.
Aaron. Thank God I got somebody on my side.
I just finished English Teacher, Brian Jordan Alvarez's new show. Very funny.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you know, I feel like there's not that much room for new teacher comedies with Abbott, but
Mhm.
English
I
Teacher
love
is
Abbott
very good.
Elementary.
I do too.
Mhm.
Abbott's so good. I can't wait to see the It's Always Sunny crossover where the gang is in the school
Mhm.
and the teachers are in the pub in an episode.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yeah, no, it's like a full 2-way crossover.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
I'm not a huge TV person. That's just a thing to know about me. But something about this show, about Agatha all along, when I tell y'all for the past like 8 weeks, it has been my hyper fixation. Like, I wish the amount of time, and Aaron can attest this, the amount of time that Aaron Walteri and I have spent talking about various theories that we have found from across the internet and being like, well, this one could be it. Oh, but this one makes
TV.
sense.
Mhm.
Oh,
And you don't get that when they release the whole season at once, you know? As much as I love to power through everything, the week-to-week theories are so fun.
Well, like, and I feel like that's Netflix recently made that announcement where they're changing up their formula now too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the HBO style kind of has always been.
You see, I've always resisted binging things. So even when Netflix would drop like all of Stranger Things at once, and it would frustrate the heck out of Jules because Jules wants to binge it, and I'm like, no, like one episode a night, maybe every other night.
Look at Mr. Self-Control.
That's
I bet you don't eat the
so-
whole Pringles
that's-
can either.
that's so you though, Jeff, and it pisses me off.
I want to be able to prolong the enjoyment. I don't want it to be over right away.
Edger.
I'm not saying a word.
Edger.
That
You didn't deny it.
No, I can't. He just said it live in front of an audience.
could have meant anything. A little more edge for our sovereign to enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
A little less conversation, a little more edging, please.
My favorite member of U2.
How has no one made that joke before, actually? Damn, I'm going to go straight to Twitter after this. Fertile ground there.
Not fertile ground.
I'll tell you, that is one thing I have learned about myself. I have no self-control. If I'm sitting here and I think it's something that I want, I'm a DoorDash it. And that's not good for me.
That's one of my favorite things about living on site, and that's the Yapometer.
And that's the Yapometer, folks. In the world of comedy, crimes against improvisers are considered especially heinous. In Improv Technology, the dedicated improvisers who investigate and totally make up these vicious felonies from the bottoms of their butts are members of an elite squad known as the Improvised True Crime Best Friends 5 Ever and Ever Until the End of Time Unit. These are their games.
Don't.
Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Noble. I have been a player on Improv Technology, the occasional host, and now I come to you in a new format as true crime podcast host, Ducky Corbin. Tonight, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to change up our kind of structure just the weest bit, just because I like to play, and it's Halloween. Why not do a little bit of mischief making? So, tonight, we will be focusing on a totally made-up true crime. About how many true crimes do you think are made up, and by what means are these true crimes devised? Like, can you think of a better team, more equipped to do it than us? I can't. I surely can't, and I hope that you can't either. But if you do, let me know. I'm Ducky Corbin, and I'm joined by the finest true crime reenactors this nation has to offer. Going to every spot. No, hold on. I can do this. I can improvise an intro for Jonathan. I can do this. Reading every page through the diary to make sure that they didn't miss anything. It's Jonathan Hanley.
Thank you. Yes, my nosiness is my superpower.
So familiar with tools, they'll know exactly which one killed you. Robin!
I'll bring the bag back out. We'll do this whole thing.
I'll
talk about
off camera.
Hey, that's always tucked away.
The spirit of the tinker and a body of a dancer. It's Jared.
Because God is a DJ and Jared's a dancer.
A body of some type of dance. Maybe I haven't seen it yet, but absolutely.
The mother of a solid gold dancer.
And last but certainly never least, your steadfast host, your Indiana Jones, your edger extraordinaire.
His name even says it. Not ready.
I'm crying already. Oh.
And thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you guys are feeling feisty, I think we can go into the next game. So, like I said earlier, tonight's show is going to cover a totally made-up true crime of the century. Also, one of the fastest crimes ever committed. So let's begin with a reenactment of this historic felony with 90-Second Detective. So our players here in 90-Second Detective will hopefully within 90 seconds, I'll go ahead and get my clock ready so we can see how long it actually takes them. Within this, they are going to create our crime for us. So they're going to identify a location, an occupation, and a murder weapon. So Robin is going to be the first person who witnesses this crime. So everybody else, get on out of here. So I remove.
Well, this is called 90-Second Detective. The way this game works is I'm going to tell you, oh, hey, what's up?
Sorry about that, Robin. Okay, Robin. Our first suggestion comes from Dan Gualtieri, and the location is a dollhouse.
A dollhouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Dollhouse. The occupation comes from Katie Markey, and that is pool boy.
Pool boy.
Mhm.
All right.
And then last, the murder weapon, which comes from Ryan Frederick, are fingerless gloves.
Okay.
All right. You feeling good?
What if? Hold on. Let's see.
Okay.
Now that I have this stand, let's see. Can I make this? Can I stand up?
Stand up.
Can I get my full body in this?
Yeah, why not? Go for it.
Somehow have to get pool boy in, you know?
All right. So I think I just hide my own camera, right? I don't know. All right.
Right.
Say it again for our audience, Robin.
All right. The location of the murder is a dollhouse. Oh, the occupation of the murderer is a pool boy.
Pool boy.
And then the murder weapon. Could you say that for me one more time?
Fingerless gloves.
Fingerless gloves. Okay. Fingerless
All right.
gloves. Pool boy. Dollhouse.
Time will
All right.
when I bring the next person in.
Habada.
Sudaba.
Mhm.
Dee. Like whoop.
I
Dee. Like whoop. Hup boop. Hup boop. Mwah. Mwah. Dee. But dee.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Eat. Whoop. Haha. Foo. Ah, but whoop. Hua. Ha da. Yeah, sit there, baby. Ah, you better. Eat. Flip. Aha. But poop. Chip. Foop. Chip. Foop. Chip. Foop. Chip. Foop. Dee.
Ah, sabada. Zabat. Sababa.
Ha. Foop. Ah. But tick. Ah.
Ha. Habada.
Zudababa.
Sabada.
Give it up.
Sabada. Zeet. Saba. Taba.
Taba.
Fababada.
Huh?
Sababa. Mwah. Amanda.
Whoa.
Sabada.
Zabada.
Sabada.
Zabada.
Sabada.
Eh.
Sabada. All right. Oh no, Sabada. Sabada. Hey.
Hey.
Nabada, sabada, bada. Stop. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Sabada.
Hubba.
Hubba. Hubba. Hubba. Hubba.
Abada.
Hubba. Beep beep beep. Beep boop 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 boop.
Ah.
Beep beep.
Ah, Bobby.
Hubba. Yeah. Beep 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 beep. Beep beep. E. It is. Yeah. Uba, zibba, zibba.
Ooh, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah. How about that? Oh,
shit. Oh.
yeah.
I think that's the game. Congratulations.
Time was not going to help me on that occupation. We just call that one good.
Do you want to know how long it took you?
That was 7 minutes at least.
It took you 6 minutes and 34 seconds.
Oh, Aaron was
Not our
9
worst.
seconds off.
Oh, Aaron,
My
yes.
goodness.
Yes, Aaron, great job.
Wow.
I thought Tori was gonna get it. I thought Tori was gonna happen, but we got stuck.
Oh yeah.
For a little bit.
I don't know if we got stuck. I was helping. I was bad.
Well, before we reveal the circumstances around this crime, this horrible, horrific, true crime that has been committed today, we need to talk about how it was reported in the news with a game of Weird Newscasters. So what's going to happen here is Jonathan is going to be our special reporter. He's going to come and report live on scene of what happened at this heinous crime. Jeff will be the co-anchor. Jared will be doing sports. And Robin will be doing weather, but not without a little bit of scandal and suggestion from our audience. So, Jeff, as co-anchor, you will be a firefighter from a calendar.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jared, you will be in the middle of a wine and cheese night.
The inconvenience.
Robin, doing weather, you will be chasing down a pet that has escaped the house.
All right.
And Jonathan, your job will be to report upon the murder that we had in 90-Second Detective. And those suggestions came from Amber Buckingham, Tori Marie, and Brianna Bloomer. So let's head into, and I won't forget it this time, afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning into the 7 o'clock news at 8. I'm Ducky Corbin, and I'm here with my co-anchor. This is Sparky Magoo. Sparky Magoo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, but I don't know about you, but it might be a little hot in here.
Oh God. We are bringing to you only the best and most important news of the night. And our co-anchor recently got to visit a local establishment. Sparky, what'd you think of that place?
You know, it wasn't really up to code, but anything's really up to my code when we're benefiting this great city of ours and its ability to maintain adequate fire safety.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you could be there. Did anything strike you as like a fire hazard?
Well, let's see. There were no exits besides the front one. So that might create a little bit of a funnel, but it also means a lot of control in the clientele. You know, you always know who's coming, who's going. And I was like, no, who's doing both of those things?
Well, I'm glad we have somebody like you absolutely dousing out any flames. I have always wondered, how big is the hose?
Not as big as you think.
I understand. Thank you. Now, up next, we have sports. I always forget this part where I have to introduce who the next person is. So, up next with sports, we have the Dark Tinker. Dark Tinker, what's going on in Sportsland today?
Are we? Oh, we're doing this. Oh, okay. Wow, that is. I get the nutty notes. The world's runner-up javelin finalists. This is an event only open if you were the runner-up in a javelin contest earlier this year. The best of the second best, as it were, kicked off in Tampa, Ohio, and it was almost good. What is that? Yeah, does it work with what I'm having? It all works. Okay. That is good. It was wondrous. I mean, fewer people got impaled than last year, so that's always what we're looking for. It is the second best, so there's not going to be no impaling. We know that. We don't do the third best event anymore for that reason. That was dark. But yeah, we saw everyone go out there, give it their best shot, and that's all you can. That's all you can do, really. Unfortunately, a Little League event was scheduled next, so some of those impalings were dire. But yeah. Oh, you're bringing out the soft stuff next. Excellent. That's my favorite. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for that very important sports update. Up next, we have Betty Lou with the weather. Betty, hi.
Hi. Well, I just got to say it's great to be out here at night without so much street light. Perfect for pets to get lost in. Which is definitely what happened with my my daughter. She lost both her tortoise and her hare, believe it or not. That actually started this morning, which, by the way, if you hadn't gone outside, was a balmy 52 degrees. And it was a lovely morning. She decided that it was best to have them go on a race. Turns out we can't find either of them. We don't know if that's... I gotta say, tortoises are a lot faster than I thought they were. The stories told them to be very, very slow but steady. But boy, did that guy just sprint, and he just went. There was a couple of scares, especially because while the weather was absolutely lovely, we had lovely God rays coming in, and those clouds at sunset were beautiful. And now we do have to be careful because in a couple of days we do have a storm incoming. Hopefully they will make it across the finish line, which, to be fair, my 3-year-old only set up like a 5-foot race. They went so far off track. So while you're looking at Nextdoor for any power outages that might be happening in your area, if you could also give my pets a little shout out, love to have him back. If not, we can always go to PetSmart, but don't tell my kid that.
Oh, well, Betty, thank you so much for that fabulous weather update. And we have a breaking news report from Roger McGee, not to be confused with Roger Magoon or Sparky Magoon. We have Roger McGee with a breaking news update. Roger, what's going on?
Yeah, sorry, my camera's here. It was a devastating day here at the Doll House, located on 27th Street at the corner of Weston and 3rd. Too many street names. There has been, unfortunately, a heinous murder crime. This small town, which was once known for its rustic charm and family safety, is slowly becoming the cesspool of Middle America. Yes, you heard it right. The murder occurred at a doll house, and it was perpetrated by someone who moonlighted as a bartender at a swim-up bar that also dabbled in grave digging. And for those at home, we're still waiting on the autopsy report, but my sources tell me that the heinous crime was committed with Catwoman gloves.
My God.
Yes, it's terrible. It's atrocious.
It's a horrible crime.
I miss the days. When all we had to worry about on Halloween was razor blades in candy. And now we've got to worry about grave diggers who moonlight as bartenders at a swim-up bar, murdering people in a dollhouse with Catwoman gloves. The pervert! What was it?
So first, for our audience, the crime that Jonathan has witnessed took place in a dollhouse. What was the next part?
Are you asking Jonathan?
I'm asking Jonathan.
I said it was okay because you're gonna this and then this. So I thought it was a bartender at like one of those swim-up bars, you know.
Sure.
Jared, was grave digging action that threw me off completely.
Jared, we'll start. I guess we'll start with location. So, dollhouse. Jared, what did you think?
I also thought dollhouse.
Yep. Jeff?
Dollhouse, yeah.
Yep. Robin?
Dollhouse.
Yay! So the crime is taking place at a dollhouse. Now, the occupation of the victim. Jonathan, what did you think it was?
I said it again once. I'll say it again. A waiter.
Said it again. I'll say it once.
Waiter at a swim-up bar.
Waiter at a swim-up bar. Jared, what did you think it was?
I thought it was a sexy pool person.
Jeff?
It was a pool boy.
Robin?
It was a pool boy.
Boy. And maybe he moonlights by working at the swim-up bar.
This brings up a valid point.
Sure.
When you say pool boy, I think of the person who cleans the pool.
Yeah, Jared was skimming the pool.
So did we.
I think Jared was doing the private pool boy, you know, for like the really rich person who has their like pool in the backyard and being like, here's your drink as well.
I was thinking of High School Musical pool boys who bring food and drink to everybody.
Sure.
You can't, sir, at your age, you can't think about high school age pool boys.
Not with that color, you can't.
They were mechanical.
Okay, but this is where we got confused because you're being a little fast and aggressive with your skimming.
I didn't grow up with a pool, man.
You gotta be a little more delicate. Body. Your skim has got to be a bit more delicate.
It was clear when Jeff was skimming. I just don't have a good skim in me, I guess.
Well, one thing, Jeff is a good skimmer. What does that mean?
Jeff, the good skimmer and edger.
All three in one night.
Not the trifecta. That's Happy Halloween.
In hockey, that's called a hat trick.
let's not forget the murder weapon, Jonathan. What did you think the murder weapon was?
Well, Katie, if you'll recall, Jared demonstrated gloves and then added nails to them.
Yeah.
I will say the object work was a bit shaky because the length of the gloves.
Yeah, because you were focusing on the claws. I was like, let me make sure that it's a glove.
Yeah, but you kept like, what was the point of that?
Well, let's find out. Jared, what did you think the murder weapon was?
Gloves with claws on them. It was giving. Was it Freddy Krueger that has the claws? It was, but
like Catwoman.
What did you think that the murder weapon was?
I know where I erred in communicating this. I thought they were fingerless gloves.
And Robin, what were they?
Fingerless gloves.
Fingerless gloves.
So Jared, you not only missed it, you added instead of
I did exactly what was done for me.
It's true. And I was trying to do something different than what was done for me, which is how I messed it up. I was trying to like pull off the finger part, but show that the palm was still there.
I'm thinking deadly.
It read as elongating. I totally get it.
Just makes sense.
Like my vision of fingerless gloves is very like early 2000s hacker.
Sure.
That's why you did the hacker thing. I was like, I don't know if you do have this. You were like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Like when I played the Enter the Matrix MMO, I definitely went out and took gloves and cut the fingers off of them so I could be in character.
What I'm hearing is that it was all going great until it got to me.
Right, until I delivered it to you, I think is.
I think your delivery was okay. You know what you were doing. I unfortunately just did not. Oh man!
Imagine
if it was that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just.
When I tell y'all, I got that occupation. I was like, oh wow, that is a specific. Like.
The bartender at a pool with two gloves and glove spikes.
Bartender at a swim up bar. That is wow. That is specific. Or Atlanta, but
well, see, it's things like it's this misinformation that can really make or break a case.
So true.
You want to make sure you've got the right intel, but the crime that Jonathan saw took place in a dollhouse. The victim was a person who moonlights at a swim-up bar, and the murder weapon was Catwoman glove.
It was.
Catwoman fight with claws? I can't.
Yes. Yes, she does.
Yes.
Okay, there you have it.
I literally made gloves last year that had. Did I ever wear them?
Did.
No, because one thing about me, I'm not going to use a personal prop. But I did make them.
What have you been holding this whole time, by the way?
It's a curtain rod.
No.
Dual wielding a curtain rod is crazy.
But then when I pull it apart, it's got like a little knob on the end.
Most witches make a deal with the devil. Jonathan made a deal with the daredevil.
I made a deal with Martha Stewart. But I'm like, that's
$1 in the turf jar.
Oh no! You know what, Robert?
It's okay.
If you think Jonathan deserves a sturdier curtain rod,
that's why I don't use it. It's sitting over here in the corner, hidden, because it's
with
a little
better
bit
knobs at the end.
It's a little bit too Parisian.
Help give Jonathan better knobs.
It's too Parisian.
It's too like little cafe.
Yeah.
I need something homey, not
it's true. It's true.
Cappuccino.
It's not an exposed beam type of rod.
No. not industrial enough.
My beams are exposed.
This is how many games do we even have left at this point? Most of them, right?
We've got 3.
Most of them.
Our next game, because it's very important to make sure you have all of the pertinent facts in a murder, specifically our murder. The victim was a bartender at a swim-up bar, murdered by a set of Catwoman gloves in a dollhouse. Oh my goodness. But thank goodness, a press conference is coming up with a key person in this case. And that key person happens to be Jared. So we're going to send Jared on his way, and he's going to have to come and tell us all these important things. So, what?
Oh my God, Debbie, you are so right. It is a perfect major red baton.
I swear, if you go twirling that and it flies apart in 2 halves.
Oh, it will.
It'll shatter everything on its way, too.
I'm not twirling this because she's loosey goosey.
Well, Jared is.
He ain't the only one.
So.
Enough from you, Edger.
All right. Jared is a private investigator.
Okay.
And he folded a fitted sheet with Bob Ross at a greenhouse.
Oh.
Yes. So Jared is a private investigator. He folded a fitted sheet with Bob Ross at a greenhouse.
Okay.
And those suggestions come to us from Dan, Debbie, Aaron, and Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Ross folded a fitted sheet. No, private investigator folded a fitted
fitted sheet with Bob Ross
Yeah.
at a greenhouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I'm bringing them in. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. One moment. I gotta move you. Oh, I don't want him there. I want him there. There we go.
All right. Well, thank you for coming here on such short notice. I guess let's just, big ups to the man upstairs, and let's get started. Yeah. You play one, yeah.
Yeah. Tracy from Dix R Us. Thank you so much for being a certified member. I'm just curious, how'd you get on this case?
Well, she walked into my office. What can I say? Same way every other case starts, against my will in the dead of night while I was smoking a cigarette.
Oh.
And the case chose me, if anything.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll pay my Dix R Us dues at the end of the month, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Yeah.
I just want to know, with your line of work, how does it feel to have shows like Veronica Mars and Who Framed Roger Rabbit given a specific reputation to the people as a whole?
Well, they never get it quite right, do they? It's always a big joke, but actually what we do in solving mysteries is really important. And, without us, people wouldn't know anything. That's my position.
Mm.
But yeah, TV shows about solving mysteries, I like them okay. I like my programs, but, it's not as good as solving a real mystery. Yes.
Hi, Andrea, lead
Hello,
sales
Andrea.
associate from Bed Bath & Beyond. I was just curious. I've really been struggling lately with my technique. How you did it is just so good. It's really compact, fits back in the bag. I sort of get, the sort of like folds tucked up together, but then after that, I'm really kind of lost, like, do I put it under my chin and bring it around, or do I just sort of like scrunch it up and throw it in the top of the closet? You're just a pro at this. And I'm really curious about how you found success.
Yeah. Regarding you're saying you would need help in folding it up before you put it away.
It's just too big to fit in the hole. It's just,
And this is something I do, right? And I can help you with this, obviously.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Why else would I be asking?
Well, no, see, I'm just recounting the facts as per my profession.
We're beyond your profession. We're talking about what you've done.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
What
sorry.
have I done?
Was that not clear?
Well, I'm always on the job, Okay,
Yeah.
so you're talking about my notable accomplishment where I scrunched it all down. Yeah, it's tough. You just got to know the right hinges and levers. Is what if there's no hinges and levers?
Oh, those must be high end.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the advice I would give to you is show up to your thing in the moment. Yes, from Dicks R Us.
Yeah, I'm always good at them when they're flat, but it's the scrunchy corners that give me trouble.
That makes a lot of sense. The fitted sheet is tough to fold. And
that
that's something
made sense in what I said, didn't it?
That's something I do, which is remarkable. Yeah, as a detective who folds fitted sheets. That's absolutely. Yeah, please. Yeah, Dix, go.
Oh yeah, I'm curious how you met your partner. Was it a happy little accident or was it on purpose?
As Private Eye Bob Ross, I paint a hell of a chalk outline at the crime scene, and my partner, I found him along the wayside. He was just admiring my work. Yes, Bed Bath.
Does it ever get confusing having the same name as your partner?
Private Eye Bob Ross, assisted by Bob Ross.
Well, you chose the name. That's not part of the prompt.
Yeah,
his parents chose the name.
Sorry, come again.
Yeah, you chose the name. That wasn't part of the prompt.
Okay.
This occupation for you.
Yeah, me and my clone partner. There's not much you can do. They have your name when you clone them. If you let them choose their own name, it starts going haywire. They start making all types of decisions. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when you're doing this with your clone partner, I have to wonder why the location that you chose. Like, is it because there's so much like windows, basically, that it's all windows, and you just want people to like see you while you do it, or like? Can you talk me through your process a little bit more on that?
There's a location.
Mm-hmm.
There's a location as part of this press conference.
Yeah.
When I was there, I like being very high up, and that typically comes with a lot of glass. I'm just so used to being on air that I wanted the people to be able to see me. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but it's so hot in there, right?
Well, it's good for the plants and it's good for me, It's good for the plants and it's good for me. And I grow a lot of cattails for spare brushes, and that's you take them outside of the greenhouse and they just immediately wither. So yeah, I'm private investigator Bob Ross, Detective Bob Ross, assist my Watson, you ask? Also a clone of me, Bob Ross, and our base of operations is this greenhouse. Surely there isn't another component to this press conference.
Maybe you forgot a very important part of what you did.
Yeah, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, you already had it.
Right. I'm not a private investigator.
No, you are.
You are.
That's your occupation. But what have you done? Yeah.
It's a scandal that you're here because you did this so
well.
well.
Well, I killed him. Yeah.
Crunchy corners, baby.
Yeah, the scrunchy corners.
Oh, well, I'm here because I folded the fitted sheet. You might
Yeah.
ask, why do I have one in the greenhouse? First and foremost, it's because I don't know how this game works. Secondly, it's because I like to sleep there under the fronds and the leaves and such. A fitted sheet is very similar to a big old monstera leaf in that they're fundamentally not supposed to be folded, and it kind of hurts you to do it. But the clone is a big part of it. Having someone to hold the other two corners, it would be a nightmare without that part. Yeah. Wow.
And that's the game. I'm so sorry, Jared. I didn't explain how the game works.
I think we had too many.
I thought, for reference, last time I was, you know what? It's neither here nor there. I was just expecting to be a person, and I got so much more. That's beautiful.
Me on my 30th birthday. In person, I got so much more.
Ooh, that
actually.
I was like, you on your 30th birthday is a little bit of a different story, friend.
That's fair. I was good on my birthday. It was just a little while after that wasn't great, but that's sorry. God, Jesus.
I killed him. What can you say? Thought this was the other type of press conference.
I'm so sorry.
No, that was perfect.
Me, private investigator Bob Ross. Is
Bob
it
Ross.
confusing that you and your partner have the same name?
If you want to fund Jared's personal clone, at the IT crowd.
Pay me for a carbon monoxide detector in my house.
Oh, that was good. There's a way to fit this into the true crime of it all, but I'm not quite sure.
It was a dollhouse sheet. That's what I was doing in the dollhouse. I was folding.
You were folding fitted sheets.
You tampered with evidence?
Oh my
God! I was there when it happened.
An eyewitness.
Mm-hmm.
Eyewitness, private investigator Bob Ross.
Eyewitness, really. I heard someone say, "I'm a cat," and then gore.
Oh.
Yeah, brutal.
But that's why he can't be the lead investigator on the case because he's involved, so he has to recuse himself.
On the weekends, I'm a housekeeper for the dolls.
Yeah.
You can finish the whole place in 5 minutes.
And I moonlight as a waiter at a swim-up bar. Okay, you're not special.
In this economy, man, I created another mouth to feed for some reason. That was not a good move on my part.
Great job. So we've got a real doozy of a crime here. Does anybody want to try and give us a summary of what we know? I'll do it.
Yeah.
What we know is that the crime was committed in a dollhouse. The victim was a bartender at a swim-up bar, murdered by a pair of Catwoman gloves on the same evening that a woman's daughter's tortoise and hare went missing. We still don't know where they are. This could be a serial thing. They could be dead somewhere. And the lead investigator, the only person who could solve this case, had to recuse himself for being too close to the crime. Oh,
it's a shame. It makes me just want to slap the hell out of a brush.
Twisted web.
The hardest I have laughed was off screen, and it was when Robin, as the news reporter, goes, "My daughter lost her tortoise and her hair." And I know she means bunny rabbit, but just the idea that the same night this child has lost her pet and her hair.
Lost the pet and came down with severe alopecia.
A good point from Brianna. I also killed
someone. There's a
Bob Ross did confess to murder.
He did confess to murder. But that's not our crime today.
Tightened the screws and I cracked like an egg. I'm a kind-hearted man.
And I killed him.
You know that actually reminds me, we do have security footage from that night.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
do.
We do. And we have the best lip readers in all of New Jersey and the rest of America combined, because I can't remember where Robin's from. Might be Texas.
Born and raised.
There we go. All right. So we have found the security footage, and thank goodness both of you lip readers are here for us today. We're hoping that maybe by viewing the security footage, you can give us a little bit more of an idea of what happened leading up to the crime. Is that something you feel that you can do for us?
Yeah, absolutely. You're just gonna have to not mind the fact that my face has to be this close because it's on my phone.
I understand. So I'm going to go ahead and share this footage. Don't worry, those with queasy stomachs, there's no blood.
Blood.
Oh, did I forget to mention that it's silent? Sorry. Oh, God. Hold on. And there we go.
Excuse me, you mind if I smoke in here?
No, not at all. Please,
Okay.
I must tell you.
Okay. Well, you see, what I'm trying to tell you is, excuse me, I just, damn it, I knew I left my lighter somewhere. Oh, there it is.
I've got to sit down for this. I'm too drunk for you to be smoking like that right here.
Oh, drinking in the dollhouse again, huh, dame?
Well, it's so hard. And I just have to shake my head at you.
Oh, well, let's see what's in here. I hope there's a brewski. Oh, nope, just a plate with fabric on it.
Oh, it's my favorite dish. Oh, yeah, okay. You can just pour water on it. Why don't you? I'll get a little more comfortable.
Don't mind if you do. Yeah, let me just light this up.
Did you hear that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm a dame for you.
You're a dame, all right.
Well, I just can't with the way that you've looked at me. And you just know, I loved him so much. But you just...
What about me? What about me? Say more about me. I really like it when you talk about me. Say more, please.
Well, I was going to. But then you kept talking. Hold on.
Oh, that's what men do. We just talk.
But I just want...
Don't talk over me.
But I just want
What did I say about Tucker?
And that's where the footage ends, on a cliffhanger.
We learned so much.
I think it was a fish.
Yeah, was that really a Catwoman?
That was a fish?
It looked like a filleted fish that he was gonna steam or something.
Yeah, it just went straight on the stove.
Yeah, it was pretty raw.
On the plate.
Can't be
He just had
sanitary.
it. Did he have company coming over, or was he planning to make it himself? We don't know.
I don't know, but then there was cake, it looked like. Just sitting on a plate in the pantry. Is that what he pulled out?
The classic salmon entree cake dessert.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the
there's
thing.
nothing about kosher law that says you can't combine fish with cake.
Yeah, but there's a lot of social laws that say you shouldn't.
Speaking of social laws, we think that we have found the prime suspect of this murder. In fact, one of the people who was in that security footage. So what's going to happen now is we're going to go into an interrogation. This interrogation will feature our murderer trying to discover what their alibi is. So normally we're trying to get somebody to confess to a crime, but in this iteration, to keep with the true crime nonsense, they will be coming up with an alibi. And our prime suspect is none other than Jeff Wolfall. So Jeff, I'm sending you out. Now,
Get him out of here.
do the three of you want to all interrogate, or just two of you?
I'm good to duck out.
You sure?
Yeah.
We can good cop, bad cop it.
All right. Well, you can stay on for this. All right. So Jeff's alibi is that he was smoking fancy cigars
Jazz cigarettes.
And and
That's
where did
different.
he do it? He did it in a movie theater. And who did he do it with? Is Loki, God of Chaos.
Oh my God!
Very plausible.
Very plausible. Those suggestions came to us from Katie Markey, Amber, and Brianna Bloomer. So Jeff's alibi. I'll go ahead and remove you, Robin. What's Jeff's alibi?
Smoking fancy cigars in a movie theater with Loki, the God of Chaos.
I didn't remember any of it. Are you good, cop? Okay. Sit down.
I'm sitting.
And I hope you're comfy.
I mean, the chair's a little rocky.
Good. Just like your future.
And well, for sure your past, but we want to help you here. So we just want to know what you were doing on the night of the crime. It's that simple.
Well, I mean, I was.
Speak up.
Look, I was out of my house. I was taking a walk. What do you want from me?
We know you were out of the house. We know you were out of the house.
Yeah.
First time in weeks, you little hermit.
Yeah, we know a lot more than
Sometimes you need to air the place out.
And you do need to air it out after what we saw you doing in there.
Look, I fart everywhere I go.
Oh, if only it was farting, you little fart machine.
If only the gas wasn't visible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we saw you sitting around with your little fingers perched up.
Yeah, even though it's acceptable for this time period, it's still bad
lips
form.
around it. Yeah, you little pervert.
I enjoy a cigar every once in a while.
Oh, it wasn't
my
just any
uncle.
cigar. Oh, it was the gold
It looked
standard.
pretty tasty, actually.
Reba McEntire would sing about this cigar. Because it was what?
God, I know so much about Reba McEntire.
Well, you know
In
the one
fact,
song.
I bet we could sing this lyric together right now.
Listen, here's your one chance, okay?
That's right. The wind in this city's got a lot to say.
Daryl, I told you to get those ghosts seen about.
Well, that's the
we're
thing.
seeing ghosts, and I must have been rocking the ganj.
No, well,
Was I smoking pot?
If we
I
weren't
don't-
jazz cigaretting up in here,
I don't think so, because your legs ain't broken, pal. So I think it was just expensive, which raises some questions. If it's so expensive, what are you doing there?
Well, I mean, it's expensive, but that was the cheapest place I could find. The
Listen,
park.
we know how you are. Sometimes you just take off on an afternoon and you ride 2 hours outside the city just to go sit and watch, something by old what's his name?
Kevin Smith?
Could be. That's a very common name.
I knew what it was. I'm giving you hints.
Look, I was at the movie theater. I love going to the movies.
Hazing up the joint.
Yeah, I smoke in the bathroom at the movie theater sometimes.
If only it were the bathroom. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have you in here.
I was smoking in the auditorium of the movie theater, all right?
That's right, you were.
It was an Alamo Draft House. You can do anything in there except talk.
You were, and your buddy was giving you bad peer pressure.
Well, I mean, look, it's not something you do alone. Cinema is meant to be shared. Nicole Kidman taught me that.
I mean,
Daryl,
I'm not going to disparage the magic of cinema. That's not my bag.
Daryl,
he'll kill you though.
Daryl,
don't bring Daryl in here.
Daryl? You're Daryl, Jared.
Oh, I thought you were yelling out the back.
Look, Bob Newhart is a close personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
Him, his brother Daryl, and his other brother Daryl.
What's up, Daryl?
Daryl!
What's up, buddy?
Did you hear what this son of a bitch said?
I didn't even hear what
you
you
bring
said.
my mother into this.
She's a lovely woman. He knows. He said he acts like he knows Nicole Kidman.
Like you could know Nicole. Gutter trash.
Are you the bad cop? I thought you were.
I don't know. You know,
Should I
I
be
thought
nice?
I started nice,
Are
but
you
these
having a
guys.
good time? Should I be nice?
I
Well,
was
I mean,
an extra on the set of Australia.
okay, that's a pretty good alibi, but it's
That
not the one we're
explains the
looking
hat.
for.
What?
Now, you got a lot of tricks up your sleeve, and I feel like you maybe learned them from your buddy there.
Yeah.
I learn a lot of things. Joe Pesci teaches me so much.
Yeah, you look like the kind of guy that would, doll yourself up for a wedding just to get some guy's hammer back.
Yeah, he might
Oh.
have looked like Joe Pesci in his form, but that's not his real
Yeah,
identity.
when you're not
Look.
parading around like a fucking horse.
It's easy to get into mischief when you're hanging out with a trickster god like Loki. All right.
I bet
Also,
it is.
he makes one sexy horse.
Daryl,
They make one sexy horse.
Yeah.
Loki is not confined by gender.
this man
Yeah.
smokes at the Alamo Draft House, pretends to know Nicole Kidman,
Huh.
and now he wants to smooch on a horse.
I'll tell you what, Nicole's holy presence should not be tainted with someone who lies with a horse. That just set me off.
He has a lot of legs.
Yeah, well, we're going to break yours if you don't tell us what your alibi is.
That's right. Why don't you put a bow on it? Just because.
Yeah. Spit it out!
I was smoking in the movie theaters.
What were you smoking?
Weed?
No!
Fancy
Wrong, sir.
cigars!
Fancy cigars. I was smoking high-end Cohiba
You're damn
Cubano cigars,
That's
Maduros.
Cohiba Germano. I only know Joe and Emily. And the two boys whose names I can't remember, but neither one of them are named Cohiba.
Their names are Joe and Daniel.
Ain't Cohiba.
Listen, we know
That's the
alibi,
game.
but unless you say
I was smoking high-end Cuban cigars in the movie theater with Loki Lysmith.
that's right. And now that you said what we already know, you're free to go.
This was just a training exercise for me.
And you passed.
This is my first day on the job.
Yeah, you're both fired.
Thank God.
That was
Daryl.
cheap.
Daryl,
What?
we're fine.
Daryl.
God. I screamed the name Daryl for like a minute.
It took me like 5 to 10 seconds to realize what you were doing, Jonathan. I thought you were referencing the ghost that you had talked about. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, he's yelling at Jared.
Guys, this has been a really fun show. We're technically overtime, but do we want to play our last game? We have to round out our murder.
I need to be vindicated.
So,
Listen, that one wasn't your fault.
No.
I was not a good improviser. I was just screaming. I was screaming. That's why I can't be the bad detective. I just screamed.
oh, my cheeks hurt.
Oh.
Our final game of the night, and guys, thank you guys so much for being here. We clearly have a lot of fun doing this game, doing the show, and seeing you guys as often as possible. Thank you for spending your Halloween with us. I hope that you got to hand out some candy. We are going to play one more game, but if you need to leave, I totally understand. So our last game of the night is Objection. You know what? I originally was going to assign somebody the murderer, and then everybody was going to either have to defend or prosecute this murderer. But do we want our audience to decide who they think
let
the
them
murderer
vote who
is
they
first?
think it was.
All right, you guys think who the murderer is. That person will play the accused in our mock objection. So right now we just have Daryl, which kind of makes me giggle. While they're
Bob
deciding
Ross.
who to prosecute, we're going to show a few others.
Bob Ross, the greater and lesser.
Yes. There, what does it say? They're named after two Jersey legends, me and Joe Pan.
Joe and Dwayne.
All right. Yeah, if you guys want to see some specific person get prosecuted, thank you, Becca.
Yep.
Jonathan.
There it is.
Jonathan, you will be our accused today.
We're not even voting. It's just first one out.
You got 2 votes.
It was Jonathan.
100% of the vote.
We've only got 7 people. That pretty much puts me in the majority.
You have all the facts of the crime before this that you can draw back on, or you can drop new evidence. We're gonna have Jared be Jonathan's defender.
I don't know.
I don't know what I have to defend him for. My client's an innocent man.
Exactly. And then Robin and Jeff will be our prosecutors, and you guys can feel free to tag out. I will be your judge, and the IT crowd will be your jury. So if we'd like to start with opening arguments, I am going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. Who'd like to begin opening arguments? All right, Jonathan, you go.
Hi, yes, Your Honor. It is a privilege to be here, and I must say that I think the simplest argument I can make is that I'm innocent.
Objection.
Yes.
This guy.
The accused never takes the stand in the opening remarks. This is clearly a ploy for the jury's sympathy.
Objection.
Yes.
I think the judge is so wise, and if she approved it, she probably had a really good reason.
I didn't. So, what's it called?
Overruled.
Overruled. Back to Jeff.
Thank you. Now, Your Honor, the defendant clearly has something that they are trying to hide, and that thing is their own guilt. Look at those hands. Aren't those the hands of someone who would relish wearing Catwoman gloves? Exactly. They bring them to their mouths because they know it's true.
Objection.
Yes.
I brought them to my mouth out of whimsical desire and my overwhelming need
Objection.
to proclaim.
Yes, Robin.
I don't want to see Jonathan Hanley putting his hands to his mouth out of whimsical desires.
Objection.
Yes, Jared.
And don't show up to the courtroom. It gets whimsical here.
Sustained. It does get whimsical. Jared.
These are crimes of whimsy, Your Honor, similar to crimes of passion.
Murder is a crime of whimsy?
Oh, well, I'm not talking about murder because my client isn't a murderer.
Oh.
He may be guilty, but it is for small, very small.
Objection.
You can't object yourself, but I want to hear it.
It's average.
He's only guilty of average crimes, which are certainly serviceable when used correctly.
I only stole $25 worth of merchandise from Target once.
See?
Overruled. You guys are just going back and forth. Robin, you have the floor.
What was I? Oh, yeah. I don't want to see his hands moving around in a whimsical nature on this stand. We know that those hands are the hands of a murderer, right? If those start getting waved around too much, we don't know how powerful he is with this Catwoman gloves.
Objection.
He could have hidden ones.
Oh, Jared, yes, objection.
Hearsay.
Sustained. I want to hear what you say.
Uh-oh. Well, I think you just heard someone say those are Catwoman gloves. If you look closely, please present your hands, Mr. Handley, whimsical or not. If you look closely, they're not Catwoman gloves. They're just normal gloves with spines taped to them. It could be any animal.
Objection.
Yes, Jeff.
Only a sociopath would tape spines to their gloves.
Sustained.
Statistically speaking, a wanton torturing of animals is a sign of psychopathy, and therefore...
Objection.
Sure. Go ahead.
Wontons don't torture. They're food.
I miss a lot.
Sustained, because I need a snack.
A good old wonton. I love them. You love them. We all love them. Go to your local Chinese restaurant and get some wontons.
Objection.
Yes. I think I heard objection from Jared first.
First objection, how did we get here? I was only gone for a very brief time. Second of all, this is a paid advertisement for a restaurant that has no place in a court of law, in a court of whimsy, Your Honor.
I think it's the perfect place in a court of whimsy. Back to Robin.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I love one.
That's time.
I want you
we
to
get
know.
on wontons in 30 seconds. Dropped across the keyboard.
Literally, in the last minute, I've been sitting here like, how can I have one of those like smoking gun moments where I pin it on Robin? And it's like, the evidence, there were actually traces of wontons on the gloves.
Oh, that would have been really good. Well, hey guys, thanks for playing today and doing something a little different. Do you think Jonathan's guilty or innocent? Drop it in the chat. If you want to yell, if you are able to and you enjoy what we're doing here today. If you're able to and you enjoy what we're doing here today, please consider donating to our to our Venmo. We really, like I said earlier, we really enjoy doing this show. We were glad to spend Halloween with all of you and these fantastic improvisers. It's always a pleasure. So let's see. What do the comments say? Ooh. We're getting mixed reviews. There's nothing innocent about our J-Dog. At the same time, Jonathan is guilt and wontons are delicious. At the same time, innocent, not enough.
Innocent! I am innocent!
Innocent!
And he might not be guilty, but he's certainly not innocent.
What do you know, Dan Walter?
Well, there's one thing I think we can all agree on, and that this is a very well hung jury.
Hey! Hold on. Let me get the theme song ready. Do it again.
So I think there's one thing we can all agree on, and that this is a very well hung jury.
Hey!
The IT crowd.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Then I end it. Maybe.